So why worship God alone? I mean, it's a huge question, right? It really gets to the heart of what monotheistic belief is all about. In this explainer, we're going to look at a really interesting perspective that kind of flips this whole question on its head. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so let's get right to it. Let's start with the big puzzle. The one question that so many people, whether they're religious or not, really wrestle with. And here it is. If the main goal is just to be a good person, be kind, be honest, help others out, why is there this specific, really strong insistence on worshiping God and only God? I mean, seriously, what's the big deal? If you're a good human being, shouldn't that be enough? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. Right. And the source material we're looking at grounds this whole thing in a really powerful verse from the Quran. It says, "This is because when God alone was invoked, you denied the truth. Judgment rests with God, the Most High, the Most Great." Whoa. So you can see right away it's drawing this super clear line in the sand. There's a huge difference between just acknowledging God is out there, maybe as one of many powers, and acknowledging God alone. This isn't some tiny footnote, this is the main event. Okay, so to really get our heads around the why of all this, we've got to lay down a couple of foundational ideas first. Think of these as the building blocks for the whole argument. Everything else rests on them. So, premise number one, this life, it's a test. That's the core idea. It's not the final destination. It's more like an examination period, A time where we're basically being observed to see how we handle, well, everything. All the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, all of it. And check this out. Even someone as foundational as the prophet Abraham didn't just assume his faith was a done deal. He actually prayed to God, saying, "Lord, make us submissive to you." The word for submissive here is Muslim. This is so key because it shows that from this perspective, belief isn't just some identity you're handed at birth. It's something you have to actively choose and work on your whole life. But hold on a second. This immediately brings up a really logical question, right? If God already knows everything, past, present, and future, then why bother with a test at all? It seems kind of pointless, doesn't it? Well, the source material has a fascinating answer for this. And that answer is something called divine justice. See, the test isn't for God's benefit. He already knows the outcome. The test is for us. It's about creating a clear, undeniable record of our choices, our actions, our intentions, so that on the day of judgment, the outcome is transparently fair to everyone involved. No one can turn around and say, "Hey, that's not fair," or "I was never given a real chance." The evidence is right there. All right, so we've got our two premises. Life is a test, and this test exists for the sake of perfect justice. Now, here's where things get really cool. We're going to look at a powerful analogy that completely reframes this whole idea. I want you to try this on for size. Think of life not just as a pass-fail test, but as a recruitment process. Like a cosmic job interview for the most important role in the entire universe. God isn't just a teacher grading our papers, he's a CEO looking to hire. So what's the job title? Get this, leader of the universe. Yeah, no pressure. But here's the problem. Our own knowledge, our own understanding, it's just not enough for a job that big. It's totally insufficient. So the absolute number one prerequisite for even being considered, you have to be willing to listen to the recruiter. That's God, because only he has the complete training manual and job description. And this is the best part. For this job, your earthly resume, it's completely irrelevant. Your fancy university degree, your impressive job title, how much money you have, your social status, none of it matters. This whole recruitment process is about what you make of yourself on the inside. This life is the training program. Okay, so let's bring this all the way back to our original question. Why the big deal about worshiping God alone? This is where that job analogy really starts to click into place. Think about it like this. Worshipping other things or beings alongside God, that's like reporting to a middle manager. Yeah, you're in the company, but your scope is limited, your communication is indirect, you don't have the full picture. But worshipping God alone, that's like the CEO of the entire universe pulling you aside and saying, "Forget the chain of command. I want you reporting directly to me. I have a special assignment, a direct line, just for you." You see? So worshiping God alone isn't just about going through some religious motions. It's basically you saying, "I accept." It's an acceptance of a huge responsibility. It's a signal that you get the big picture. You understand who's ultimately in charge, and you're ready for that high-stakes direct report assignment. So if this life is the job interview, what exactly are the qualifications? What is the recruiter, the CEO, actually looking for in a candidate?
Well, according to our source, it boils down to three core qualities, and these are all internal qualities. First, you need the ability to recognize the truth when you see it, and then have the courage to actually follow it. Second, you gotta have the ability to control your own ego, to understand that you're not the center of the universe. And third, you need the ability to feel and act with genuine gratitude, a sense of thankfulness that makes you want to do good. See, these aren't things you can just put on a resume. They're qualities you have to build within yourself.
So when you look at it this way, it's not really about blind obedience or being motivated by fear. It's about, well, it's about the greatest job offer ever made. It's a chance that's open to every single human being, a chance to be personally trained for a position of cosmic leadership. And that really brings us to the final thought here. This whole thing isn't a threat or demand, it's an open invitation. It's a job posting. God is recruiting. And the only question left, really, is why not apply?